Today we are going to be creating pop art inspired by the artist Jasper Johns. Pop art is when you take something popular, change something about it to make people see it in a different way and turn it into art. Popular things turn into art. That's pop art. Jasper Johns is an American artist born in 1930 in the state of Georgia. Before he was an artist, Jasper Johns served for the Army, so he is also a veteran. When he was done with his service, he began painting. His subjects that he turned into pop art were very simple things like our nation's flag, targets, numbers, letters, maps, and he used a lot of primary colors, so a lot of simple symbolic colors.
You may remember in kindergarten being inspired by Jasper Johns and painting your name. You let your paintbrush dance all over your paper using primary colors, mixing different colors and making patterns. If you remember, Jasper Johns also painted maps. Because in first grade social studies you learn about the parts of a map and your community, I thought this would be a great opportunity to make a connection. In first grade you learn about maps, keys, a compass rose, and your community. Let's work on painting a map inspired by Jasper Johns. You could paint a map of our country, the United States, the state of South Dakota, a map of the world. So you have a lot of different choices in what you paint inspired by Jasper Johns. I'm going to start by sharing with you a map of South Dakota. If you want to paint with primary colors, you can use the lines in the map to kind of guide you of where to put different colors. Notice how I'm touching into different colors of paint and mixing them together on my paper. I'm letting my paintbrush dance. I'm not making long, smooth, even brush strokes. I can even go in different directions when I am painting like Jasper Johns. I decided that my whole state of South Dakota is going to be mostly blue, but different shades of blue. I'm even adding a little bit of yellow to make a blue-green color in the state of South Dakota. Notice how I change the direction of my paintbrush when I'm getting closer to a line, and I even kind of dab on paint to outline things. I use a little bit of a darker shade of blue when I'm outlining different lines. Then when I go to the outside border, so different states around South Dakota, I am changing what primary color I use. So here I'm touching into red and white to fill in different areas of the state. I'm using good craftsmanship by still being able to see the outlines of the state and the states around South Dakota. I'm letting my paintbrush dance around my paper, and when I switch colors, like I switch to yellow now, I'm going to clean my brush out using my water and my sponge. I'm doing different designs and dabbing into different colors, but never stirring them around in my paper. You can have so much fun using lots of different shades of colors using only our primary colors. So I can't wait to see how you paint like Jasper Johns. You also have the option to paint with rainbow colors instead of just primary colors. If you want to use rainbow colors, you'll use a different type of paint called watercolor paint. I'll spray the paint to get it wet, and then you will use water and your paintbrush to dab on the paint. We're still not using long, smooth, even brush strokes because we're inspired by Jasper Johns and mixing colors together. But if you want to use more colors than the primary colors, this is how you would do that. So you'll have to let Miss W know if you want to use watercolor paints or tempera paints are the ones that I used on the state of South Dakota. Again, still make sure you're touching into different colors, making different designs when you are painting your map with whatever type of paint you decide to use. That is the style of painting we want to do, making our paintbrush dance around our paper. This method takes a little bit longer, so what I decided to do is use rainbow colors and watercolor paints on the countries in our world map. But then I use some tempera paints to do just the blue in the background. So watch as I use a different type of paint in the background. I use liquid tempera paint with blue and white to quickly fill in and make my paintbrush dance to show the ocean and the water between my countries. I am so excited to see which map you choose to paint on and how you use the primary colors and ideas from Jasper Johns and the way that he painted in the style of pop art to make your very own map. It's going to be awesome when you start to learn about maps and social studies because you'll already know and have seen the compass rose, how you see different directions, the key of a map, and about your community that you are painting on. Good luck painting like Jasper Johns.